Rise and shine. Good morning. It is very, very, very early, but I have a video for you guys because it's time sensitive. How are you guys doing? If you're watching of this, hello and greetings, because you may be watching this in the afternoon, in the evening, whenever. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome to Honestly Speaking Live with the Professor. As you can see from the thumbnail, I am going to do a double-sided, some double-sided sublimation shirts. I'm actually only doing, technically, I think I'm only doing one side because I'm not mistaken, she already did the front, but I am helping out my cousin. Her printer is acting crazy, and although I can help her fix the printer, right now we are on a time crunch, so they need to get done. So I'm going to print them out for her, and I was like, you can bring the shirts. I look for any excuse to go live. So you can bring the shirts and I'll press them live. So she's actually on her way here with the shirts. So I'm going to go through, which I'm trying to open up my window so I can see once she gets here. I'm going to go through how I set it up and how I size. Oh, there we go. How I sized for the back of these shirts. And also, what else I said I was going to go over? There was something else. Oh, 2 different ways. Because I have a Hottronics heat press. So I can thread my shirts and it's going to make doing the back design a whole lot easier. But I'm going to show you, if you don't have a press where you can thread it, if she already has the front design on it, I believe she already does, I'll show you what you need to do if you want to do 2 sides on a sublimation shirt. All right. So that is what we are going to do today. So for those on Facebook, because I have some time, I'm going to go through how I set it up in Silhouette Studio, go over the print settings. But if you want to see the demo of the shirts, you're going to have to head over to the YouTube channel. The link is in the description of this video, but I'm also going to put it in the comments. So make sure for the full demo of me pressing it, you head on over to YouTube to see that. But I will go over how I set this up in Silhouette Studio. I did print already. They're actually printing right now. So that they're ready to go when she gets here. I think that round one might be huge, but it's okay. It always looks so big until it looks big until it gets on the shirt. That is so crazy. All right. So let me share this out. As soon as I find what the hell? Where did my phone go? Okay, maybe I won't share it out. Y'all do me a favor on Facebook. Someone go to, I found that one, but still, go to Honestly Speaking and share Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation and share this out. Let's see. I finally found my phone. Let's see. Let's go here and all right. I have a video for you guys because it's time sensitive. Alrighty, I'm looking. I pulled that up, but that's not the one that I need to get the link. Comments. Copy. And I thought I heard a car, but that's not her. All right, let's share this out. Okay, so I'm all shared out. I am now going to share my silhouette screen, and you guys are going to see how I set this up, okay? And before I forget, let me do my introduction. I am Shakia, the professor. The name of my company is SILAHOLICS Anonymous. I teach people how to utilize Silhouette Studio, which is the program that controls the Silhouette Cameo, Silhouette Portrait, Curio, and Alpha machines. However, you can think of like Silhouette Studio as just a design program, like nothing else. You don't need a machine for it. It's just like using Photoshop, Illustrator, Corel Draw, Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, Inkscape, GIMP, any of those design programs. So when you're thinking about Silhouette, it's best if you think of those things as like two separate entities. You can use the design program to create designs the same way that someone would create an SVG or just create a digital file in any of those other graphic design programs. And then you can use it in several ways. Like I plan to design in Silhouette Studio and then use my design to print and cut on my Roland. You can do it for Cricut, so you can design, save as an SVG, be able to open that up in Cricut Design Space. When people are creating SVGs, that's what they're doing. They're designing in Illustrator or Corel Draw or Affinity Designer, saving it as a vector file. So that's either SVG, DXF, EPS, all of those different ones. And then they sell it and you're able to open it and then cut it with your machine that reads those files. So if you think about Silhouette Studio as a totally separate entity from the machine, you'll learn to appreciate it as a graphic designing program. So it's an entry level one. You can get into it for free. It has, to me, a lot more features than using like Inkscape. I've tried to use Inkscape. It's just a no for me. But you can get in free. It's an entry level graphic designing program. Right now, I am teaching courses on graphic designing, not just learning Silhouette Studio, but teaching graphic designing via Silhouette Studio. So using that as the program that I teach from. You know, there's courses that teach, like I said, Corel Draw, Affinity Designer, and Adobe Illustrator. I use Silhouette Studio. All right. So let's go ahead and get into Silhouette Studio. Charmaine, hi. I you know what? Inbox me. I need direct numbers because when I don't see you, I get worried and I need to be able to call. Inbox is not working because I was talking to another live. I need you to inbox me. I need digits, okay? I need to be able to pick up my phone and call to check on you. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Good morning, everyone. I see all of the good mornings. Good morning, 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 good morning. Oh, yeah, you have to wait until I'm done with my intro to see my screen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look at Miss T. Hale. Thank you, love. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. Hi, hi, hi. All right. Good morning. How do I enroll? Give me just a little bit and I will tell you about like how to enroll in my classes. Well, good morning. Good morning. Oh, hi, mother. Good. Hey. Good morning. The playback will be up soon, but Ms. Hill, remember, inbox me afterwards or email me or call the business line because remember we have to fix your account. So because it was not going to show up if it's still showing the way that it was. We have to fix your account. Oh, so she's here. So let me hear up and do this because she's on a time schedule. All right. So, all right. Oh, crapola. Okay. Let me. All right. I'm going to copy this. But now I'm going to undo. Wait, where's my, oh, last night I was teaching. I am in Designer Plus mode. Let me go to business. I was like, wait a minute, where's my multiple undo? This is one of the greatest things that Silhouette added to their program is this multiple undo. And I told y'all, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm going to go here and I need to just undo way back yonder. Because I need to get to where okay. Bam. And just so that I have those paste in front. There we go. So how I set this up. These were the two images I had to kind of choose from. This already had a circle to it. I wasn't sure if this one would give me a better result than this one. So I pulled both of them. So she sent me the file and then I went to go find it because I had a question and it was time sensitive. So I just went to their Facebook and hijacked their picture. But then she sent me the one for this one. She actually sent me both, but anywho. Of course, I don't want all of this that's around the outside edge. Hold on one second. All righty. Sorry, I had to tell my son to open the door. So I want to, of course, remove the background from around here. We're going to go to our circle tool and then kind of eyeball the center. I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt. So both at the same time. And then I'm going to make this bigger. I'm trying to get to the edge of the circle. All right. Now, actually, I'm going to back up some. I want to make sure, this actually does kind of work, but it may not be like completely centered. So I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt again, and I'm going to come in to that center circle. Let me tell them 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down to about here, move up to the top because I can see that I'm not quite to the edge, and I'm going to pull that out to the edge. All right, so now that I'm at the edge, I'm now going to hold down Shift and Alt again and pull it out towards the edge. This is making sure that I am completely centered. As you can see, there's less space here than there is here. So I was probably off. Like if I just did it the first time, I probably would have been off just a little bit because of the way the picture is. It's a little bit like more space on the bottom. But now that I have that where I want it, I'm going to select it, go over to modify and crop. So now I have that as a circle without the other items. If it was the original image like this, I would technically do the same thing. I'm going to start with my circle, my cursor in the middle, hold down Shift and Alt and make it bigger. Well, try and get it to the sides of the circle. Sorry that, the joys of working from home. The little one wanted something and then the big one said no. And so he's crying. But when mommy's live, just give him what he wants. All righty. So I'm going to pull this one over to here. So again, doing the same thing that I did on the other one, making it fit the circle. Then I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt and drag that out to the sides. Like I pretty much met it right on this side. And so you have here, and then there's less space here than there is up here. So I couldn't just do it that way. So that ensures me that I have even spacing all the way around. Select it and crop it down. It's the equivalent of slicing in, well, not quite, because slice in Cricut Design Space does several things that you have to use different tools for in Silhouette Studio. But if you're using Cricut Design Space, then it would be kind of like doing slice. All right, so that was that. Easy enough, right? Now, this one, I cannot really crop it down like that, but I need it to be a specific size. Two ways you can do this. You can either create a box. Don't worry about the height, because for this one, I want more so a certain length, a certain width. So let's say I'm going to take this to around like 11 and some change. I think it's like 11.125. And then I would put my design towards the end here and then pull it out this way. Well, actually, I need to make sure that this is here. So I do need my box to be a little bit bigger to be able to see both ends. And then we're going to go like that. So this would actually end up being 10.125, give or take, because I sized it to this, like to this box from the actual design. So that's one of the ways that you could do it. But if you want to be like a little, like you want it to be just a tad bit accurate, like more accurate, I'm going to double click. This is another way that you would use your edit points. Very, very easy to do. I can't really trace this out. I could make a box around it and crop it as well. But for me personally, I feel as if this way is easier. So I'm going to hold down Shift, drag and select over these top two nodes. I still have Shift held down because holding down Shift also makes it to where whenever you're adjusting something, it moves in bigger increments. So if I go like this, see how small that's moving? But if I hold down Shift, it moves in bigger increments. So I want to get that as close to that as possible without cutting it off. I'm going to come to the bottom and go up. And then on the sides. And then on this side. So now it's really close to it. So when I'm sizing it, give or take, you know, like 0.005, like a few like millimeters, it will be the right size. So this is saying 11 inches wide. And if I were to make a box, we're saying 11 points. So this right here. So before I was saying what, 11.125? 11.066. So somewhat close to that size, but you kind of get the idea. Now, another question that I always get is, how do I know what size to do something? I'm going to go over to my camera and show you something, but then I'm going to tell you how I size this up. I'm going to be completely honest in how this was sized up. All right. So to get the size of the back and like an estimated design, an estimated size, what I do is kind of the same way I do for the front. And I am looking at this from kind of like shoulder, like this, the center of the shoulder. So I'm going to fold this like this. I'm going to fold this one like this. Let's see, am I at the center? Not quite there. And then this one, I definitely was not at the center. So like there. And then I'm going to measure. So this says about 12. Well, it's actually a little bit more. Should be like 13. For this particular size, like this shirt, which is an extra large. So it should be like 13. That's still a bit much. I'm going to actually kind of come in. You know what? Hold on. That's actually really big. It shouldn't really be that big, even for this one. So that's about center there. And then So, okay, that's a little bit better. Pull that all the way in. So that's like about 12 or so. Nope, 11. 11 and a half is where this should be. So it's like center here, center of the shirt right there. So it should be about like 11 and a half, half-ish, somewhere in there is where this should be, right? But looking at the way that these two designs were set up and I needed an even amount of them, I'm going to show you what I did. So now my circle is pretty much, so it's a little under 11 and a half. It's like 11.351. I originally started with the 11 and a half inch circle. So I was like somewhere around here. And then I had this one and it was below my paper. And I'm like, man, I am not about to waste 6 sheets because it's really not that much of a difference. So I'm going to even pull it up some. I actually can fit that in there, but that's only like 11. I wanted that one to be a little bit bigger. So I compromised. This one I actually did pretty good. And I probably would have left it this way. But the first time I did it, I had way more space. So I'm going to turn on my print border. Now, this is a time where you do need to see your print border exactly how it should appear. If you are using a PC, you go to File, Print, go to your preferences, like on the printer you're wanting to use. And then for this, I'm going to purposely change it. I'm going to go to 11 by 17 and I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit Apply and then Cancel. My print border jumps, right? So now I'm going to go back in File, Print, Preferences. I'm going to go back to my 13 by 19 setting. Okay, Apply, and then Cancel. It jumps. I needed to see. I normally, like, if it's just a regular print in the middle, I don't ever need to see my print border where it is because I know as long as I put my settings in, I put in that size paper, it's going to print correctly. But for this, I needed to see, so because I'm about to skirt the heck out of these edges, okay? So I'm going to put that right there. This is really close. This down here is right at, like, it's over the print border. I'm not sure if you guys can really see that, but it's over the print border. So what did I do? We're going to pull this down. Oops. I'm going to move it down just a little to give me a gap to be able to cut that. Select them both. And I'm going to shrink it until they are both like they're both inside the print border so that I can take advantage of using 113 by 19 sheet for both. And 11 actually isn't, that isn't small either. So I end up just putting it like that so I can fit them both on one sheet of paper. So I do kind of, fiddle with the numbers a little bit for what works for me. I do that all the time with heat transfer vinyl as well. If I have a piece of heat transfer vinyl and it's like just a little bit smaller than what I would normally use for that, oh, trust and believe, I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller so that I can use that piece of scrap that I have. You are the designer. They don't really know what size is supposed to be, unless like they specifically told you, I want this to cover my entire back or my entire front. I want it underneath my armpits. I want this side one that's going to wrap all the way around the front, wrap me, look like it's hugging me. Now, if that's the instructions that you were given for what they want on like the design, how they want it to be, then of course you have to oblige and you may end up wasting paper. But if it's just, okay, hey, I just need my logo on the back of a shirt. Okay, hey. I'm the artist, okay? I'm the designer. I'm the shirt maker. This is the perfect size for this. And then there's ways to kind of talk it up and stuff, but there really is no set size. I see so many people kind of go over, oh, you have to do it for this size shirt. And then there's ones that are going to appear bigger, appear smaller. I printed all of these. I printed all 3 sheets, same size. As far as like, I didn't change anything. but there are some different size shirts in it, and it'll appear a little bit, it might appear perfect on one size, bigger on another size, a little bit smaller, but they are all still the same. It's about how much real estate it takes up on the shirt. Although I think one of these I may have to reprint because I was going to show on the tacky paper, and I think it's a 2X shirt, so I may make this chef one a little bit bigger, but we will see. Hey, can I get the shirts, love? All right, so I am done with Silhouette Studio. If you would like to see my tips and tricks on how to do two-sided sublimation shirts and to avoid getting ink and stuff on your plaid and all that kind of good jazz, head on over to YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, the link is in the description. I'm also going to go ahead and put that in the comments. Oh, wait, I can't put it in the comments because I copied, I did a copy in Silhouette Studio, so it's not going to paste. Let me go and get that link again. So let's go get shareable link. And let me post this. So let's go here. And you done already? All right. Okay. All right. So there's that link. If you're watching over on Facebook, and I'm about to head over to YouTube. So if you would like to see, head on over to YouTube. All right, guys, on Facebook, I shall talk to you guys later. Have a great one on Facebook only. Peace. All right, I didn't mean to actually go to that screen. All right, now that I am here, we're going to go ahead and flip over to the heat press. Oh, you have, oh, so I am pressing them. Okay, perfect. I thought you already had them on there.
You told me to bring your shirt.
No, those.
Oh,
Yes, I thought they were on here. Okay, give me. Diamond. Oh, I can't use these on my line, girl.
Look, I can't use my good paper.
Girl, give me this. I can't be using. We're gonna print this over, girl. What size you made it?
I don't even remember.
I can't be.
I can't use my good paper.
Well, I should have told me, honey. Honey, hold on. Let me see what size you made. But we not gonna do. Not on this live, honey. You know I got to go live.
I already messed up. I was like, oh my God, because the way it was.
It's going right here.
Yeah. Okay. It kept coming out, and I was like, oh, I'm messing up the good paper.
Oh.
I was like, hold on, let me go to this other paper.
All right, hold on, y'all. I have to go. Is that any money? Sir. Come on.
I was keeping it covered.
Oh, okay. So give me a second because this is what we not gonna do. Not on this live, honey. Not on this one.
No,
okay.
I couldn't use the good paper for that.
Okay, we're gonna shrink that now. And then we're gonna pull this over here. Not today. Not today. All right, I'm just gonna make them 4 inches. All right, so that's good there. And then this one, okay, yeah, she's about 4 inches too already. So we're gonna go here and ooh, she like they got popped.
I meant to tell you.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh, wait a minute. You like to got popped, girl.
These are your shirts, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, because
oh wait, you be my shirt. Like, well, no.
Your brand.
Oh, no.
You.
They match my brand, Team 365, but they're not our shirts. Really? I was amazed when I found Team. I was like, oh, look, I need to be a brand ambassador for Team 365.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I was like, oh,
okay. I thought that was so cool when I found those shirts and they match the brand. So.
Okay, this set here is for the NN one, and then this for the chef.
Okay.
Let me go entertain him.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, wait, I need to redo that. All right. And I think I have a 13 by 12. I'll do these on the, I'll do these on the tacky paper because people ask about the tacky paper and what's the difference in that, which that will be on the site later today. I'm just going to give myself, I don't need that much space. All right, so right there. Oh, wait, no. Right there. All right, I'm going to print this out. File, print. Oh, I was supposed to go over my print settings when I was on Facebook. Oh, well, they'll have to come over here to watch. So let's go preferences, 13 by 9. Well, I already have mine as a preset, but I have, of course, 13 by 19. Even though it's going to be a 13 by 12 inch sheet, I still leave it at 13 by 19, plain paper, bright white. Quality is set to quality. I have a full video that goes over this. My quiet mode is on, high speed on, mirror on, correct color correction, custom, advanced, Adobe RGB 1.8, density -5, under maintenance, extended settings, density because this has a lot of black in it, and I'm printing on the, what's this stuff called? The tacky paper, the roll paper, 0.0, child Jesus, -12%. Okay. And print, but I need to put that in there before it goes and actually prints. So let's go and get this. Okay, what the heck is in my, there's something in here. I see a fruit fly. What is in my trash can that gives me a fruit fly? Okay, I was looking for my tacky paper, but it's right here. Uh-oh. So let's grab that. Oh, you sound crazy. Hold on now. All right. What's going on here? Why you sound cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Oh, okay. All right. Why are you sounding crazy? All right. I think I need to cut another sheet. This one is a little bent. Let me cut. Hold on. I need to cut another sheet of. This paper. But I think it's because this is only a 12-inch cutter, and I was trying to cut it on. That was fast. Huh? Oh. Okay, take 2. Ow. There we go. All right. I was like, what's going on here? But there it goes. It was because the one I cut before, I tried to cut it with my guillotine cutter, even though it's not a 13-inch cutter. It's only 12. And so I tried to trim the last little bit, but it wasn't even. So when you're cutting this roll down, you have to use a cutting mat so that it's nice and even and it's going to feed into your printer correctly. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. We're going to first trim away the edges. Just to make sure there is no ink. Oh no, shoot. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at myself. I have printed these and magenta is messing up. Oh, okay, hold on. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. This one isn't bad. This really isn't bad either, but I'm so mad at myself. I should have checked this, but I just printed last night and my magenta is messed up. Hold on. It's because I have way too many banding lines in here. They won't really show, especially on fabric, but yeah. That's not cool. All right, those are already printing, so I'm going to let that ride out. Dang it, man. I didn't even think to go and check. And see, it happens to me also. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, but I'm going to press one onto scrap fabric. Oh, man. As soon as I looked down, I saw those lines. I'm going to let that one print out anyway. And then I'm going to check my nozzle check. So, hold on. I'm going to wait till this prints out. So I knew exactly what color it was. So the first line of defense, whenever you have an issue, is always to do a nozzle check. So not sure if you guys can really see. Let's see if it'll focus. You see the banding lines. They're not bad. Like, because you're going to see some with using plain paper setting. You're going to see some lines, but that is a bit much. It's not really going to show, but it will show, but it won't show. But I did a nozzle check. This is always the first. So a print head cleaning is not always your first line of defense. You want to see how bad it is. Technically, this is bad. If it was like 1 or 2 breaks, I know a print head cleaning would clear it up. I don't think a printhead cleaning may clear this up. It may not. If it doesn't, then I'll have to push ink. But this is always the first thing that I do. I print a nozzle check to see the state of my ink. And it's only the magenta, which I knew that because of the way the N was. I knew it was the magenta that was messed up. All right, so that's that. These are my shirts. I can always replace it if it comes out too crazy. So I am going to press one of these just to see. Yeah, just to see. All right, we're going to press this right chest first. Well, right breast. So with this one, okay, so how can I explain this without having it on? Your armpits are like the center of your, like the center of chest. I kind of go off of like armpit, like this little thing here. So if I go to like the center, that's kind of where I want to put this at. And then I'm trying to center it. Like this part of the shirt is going to go over this way. So I don't really kind of account for that. We're going by the center of the shoulder again. So that's going to be like kind of like my center point. So if I go like this, my invisible line is here. I'm going to put this center, like this right breast design, left chest design on this side. All right, so it's done with the printhead cleaning. I'm going to throw that back in. Where did it go? Where did the paper go? Where did the paper go? Where did the paper go? And I did, because it was only the magenta, I did all colors except black. When you do a black one, it takes a lot longer. So on my printer, I did a printhead cleaning, all colors except black. It goes a little bit faster. Oh, it's something in my trash can. Okay, that's perfect. So that actually worked out. All I had to do was a printhead cleaning. Here is the new nozzle check. So that's good. All right, that's on regular paper too. We're going to cut this down. This is the tacky paper. This one I am going to cut kind of close to the design. Fold it in half, find my center point. My shirt is, so I'm going off of the middle of the chest, like the middle from the armpit. So about here. If you want to make sure, you could always tape it down. And then I'm going off of like the center here. So you could always tape it down and hold it up to yourself and kind of check that placement. I could probably maybe go down just a tad with this particular shirt. All right. So I took it down just a little. And once you have it on the one, you don't have to do each shirt. You can use your ruler, which, where did my ruler go? And measure from the top. So this design is going to start about around like 6 inches down for this particular shirt. And my center is, I'm going to bring it over just a little. It's like about 4, it's like 3 3/4 away from the edge. So that's from my center. If I pull it over 4, to me, that's going to be too much. I'm going to take that back to like 3 3/4. So about there. This is a smaller piece. So if you want to make sure that it doesn't move, you definitely can tape it down because it is a smaller piece of, it's a smaller print. This is tacky paper. So I won't have to use this really for this because as soon as the heat hits it, it is going to tack down. I also have a swinger weight and I'm going straight down on it. If you have a clamshell and you feel as if you have issues with yours pressing or pushing, you may want to tape it down. But this is tacky paper, so it's going to tack anyway. And I don't even know what pressure this is at. Okay, good. I'm going to see how this comes out before I reprint all of these. So the tacky paper will stick to it. It'll stick to your fabric. Yeah, you can see the lines just a little. I'm going to go ahead and reprint it. It's not bad, but I'm a perfectionist. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and reprint the other ones. And let's go back over here. All right, file, print. Make sure my settings are still the same. Yep. Okay, so okay, print 1. And then once that goes to print, okay, that one's going to print out, but I'm going to go ahead and press the back design. Oh, wait, I have to first get my little line out up here. This is my cover one. So I'm going to use this one. And even though it's this little small design, I'm going to use this really big piece of paper because the lines, the edges of the paper have to be off of the shirt. If not, that defeats the purpose of using it if it's not off the shirt, because then you're going to get the lines from the butcher paper. So I'm going to turn this 2 turns and press it to get those lines out. Oh, wait, you guys don't see that. Sorry. The rest of this I technically can use for something else. So I'm going to just cut off where this was. I can't use it for a shirt but because it's too small, but I can use it as an underlayment for something else. So it's not a total waste. And throw away the rest. Now, for the back, with having a Hottronics, I can simply thread this shirt. So all I have to do is thread it. Move out the way. So I'm just going to thread the shirt, making sure that it's centered. Then I won't have to worry about anything. I don't have to put a piece of paper on the inside. My back design is not going to get messed up. Times like this is one of like the greatest features of having a Hotronix is the fact that you can thread it. And then all I have to do is put my design on it. I'm not worried about the front design getting on my platen. So this is a little bit harder to line up because the end point is here, but this is kind of like out here. So I have to kind of have this like little, like looking through with this little invisible line to kind of somewhat figure out where center is. And then I'm going to come back again. I'm looking at center of the chest, center of the back based off of my armpits. So this is for this particular shirt from the collar. It's going to be about 5 inches down from the collar, which is like center of, like it's centered on the top portion of the back. Looking at my sides for my spacing and making sure this is centered. I don't really need tape or anything like that. We're gonna, let's go back 2 turns. However, you know what? Nope. Let me check my pressure. Okay. Yep, that's good. All right. Okay. While that's going for 30 seconds, we're going to come over here. We're going to move these out of the way. Take this back to 13 by 19. I'm going to take this one, group it and center it to page. And move it over just a tad. And file, print. And I need 3 of these. And print. Okay, so this one is done. Two turns. Drop it down. I have to go and grab another large shirt. Oh, child, I was about to go 30 seconds. 30 seconds is not required for this. What the heck is going on here? Okay, Hotronix, you shouldn't be coming to loose. You cost too much money. And this one is done. So I'm going to show you the other way if you don't have a Hotronix on the next ones. I'm gonna let them keep this one. I mean, it's a little, you can somewhat see the lines. You guys aren't going to be able to see it online. You can somewhat see the lines, but not really. They're printing over again. So I'm going to see if you can somewhat see it. Look, Oh. All right. I can do all of the fronts for these. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to do all of the front designs while the backs are printing out. If you have any questions regarding our paper, our classes, our services, feel free to post them. If you are in the Miami area and you need something printed and pressed and you want to kind of see how our paper is in the Miami, like anywhere in the South Florida area, you can contact us and we will be able to print these up for you to just press. Once we have the print shop, you know, people will be able to come in and have this kind of stuff done. But for now, we don't have the open shop, so. And if I really like something like this, if I really wanted to avoid repressing it, I could actually cut this right down to size for this. We're not going to do it, but you could cut it down to size because then the edges would be basically like an outline of the design. But we're not going to do that. I'm just cutting it down enough to just know where it goes. All right. Oh, wait, one more. Let's get rid of the rest of us. All right, we're going to do all of the front designs first. I did order, which I actually ordered I purchased the files from, who those people call? designbundles.net for the shirt sizer, but I wanted to do a video on like an official one. So I did order a shirt sizer from Amazon. It's actually supposed to be here today. Once that comes, I'll be able to do a demo using that. And we're going to pull this like that. I'm going to find my center. This is small and I bent it back. So I am going to use a little bit of heat tape for this only because it's really small and it's starting to curl back. And this is not sticky paper. This is not my tacky roll. So that one I am going to go do like that. Ah, shoot. Okay. Ugh. I forgot to check my pressure. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Which, now that it's kind of down, I'm going to go like that and then go. Still kind of high though. No, I wasn't worried about lifting it up and repressing it. I'm only going to let this get down to 10 because I pressed it before. It really doesn't take 30 seconds for this one. I actually can press in like 20, 25 seconds. No ghosting. And there's that. This is a larger shirt, so I am going to test. I'm going to check the placement on this. This is a much larger shirt, so. Ooh, I was still spot on with that one. Yes. I'm used to doing this, so I can eyeball it. You may want to use rulers or some sort of guide for yourself, but I've been doing this for quite some time to where I can really eyeball that and be pretty spot on. I keep forgetting about my pressure. Still too high. All right, this was on the top side of this. So when I put it back, I'm going to put this side on. And then I put my cover sheets that I write cover on, right here on top, because the ink would get on my platen. So I put that on top to catch the ink, but I can use both sides of that piece of butcher paper. And then this becomes trash. This has a different style collar, so it's going to seem like I'm closer to the collar than I was on the other ones, but it's a totally different style collar. And nope, because it is, let me just double check it. I kind of know, but just want to be on the safe side. All right, we're good. All right, so let's see. Oh, I'm out of butcher paper. I forgot I was doing front and back. To front. To back. Front. Back. Two backs. All right. Actually, this shirt, because it's thinner, actually doesn't have a line. So I'm good on this one. The thicker shirts are what, you know, the really good thick shirts are what get the line. The thinner ones, you're not going to really see a line because they're so thin. And to be on the safe side, we can always check 4.5 for this one. This is a full-on round design, so it'll go down kind of low, so that's pretty good right there. All right, let's see. Do you think you're going to go live more today? I have grandson today. He woke up and said, "You still in class with your best friend? I think I better do something with him today." No, I won't. The only reason I did this is because it was last minute. I didn't plan to go live today. I will be live just to release the announcement of the release of the tacky paper, but you're good because you already sent me your order. Yes, I will be posting that soon. Before and after. Oh, well, y'all didn't remind me. This was only a line press. So what I actually should have done before I even put the design on was to pre-press to check the pressure. And now that's my normal process. And I'm like not doing that right now. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. Good morning, Professor Best Friend. You have mentioned this, but when pressing on the back, how do you measure from the inner collar front or from back? Oh, collar. Sometimes with women's shirts, it's too far up. Hold on. Let's see. This goes in this way. Is this not my cover sheet? Oh, okay, look. That's driving me crazy, trying to see that word cover over there. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of glue so that I can easily identify which side is up. Are these for a pop-up shop? I have no idea. My cousin's printer was acting crazy, so I'm pressing them for her. I think I did both sides of this. Oh, so in the beginning I did show that I go by the center of the back. So when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the shoulders and I kind of go by that. For a lady shirt, you just kind of have to find what works best for you. Do a measurement and then use that measurement every time. So if you feel like it's too far up or too far like down, once you kind of get in the right spot, measure it and do it that way. But I kind of eyeball it based off of the shoulder blades. Oh, I don't need this one for the first time. I only need this the second time around. All the back designs are done. You always want to cut the ends off. Make sure you don't have any ink on the edges of your paper. Always cut the edges off. I don't remember if I cut the top or not, but we're going to cut it again to be on the safe side. If I were doing a hard substrate, I don't worry about the ends because I normally will have the paper bigger than the substrate anyway. And then I'll have a piece of blowout paper on the bottom. So I don't worry about trimming the edges down if it's going on a hard substrate, only for shirts. Or like if it's a pillow and it's a design in the middle or something like that. But hard, if the paper is bigger than the substrate, I don't worry about trimming the edges because the butcher paper or parchment paper will get the excess ink. All right, the chef ones are the ones that are on top. So for for you guys, I'm going to show if you do not have a Hotronix, you have to put a piece of butcher paper on the bottom in order to prevent it from getting on your platen. The same way I do my cover sheet is how I forgot about my cover sheet. I still do the same thing. So you'll have to have two for this process for cover sheets, because what I like to do is have a sheet on the bottom just to make sure that, you know, ink doesn't get on my platen when I flip it, because I'm going to use it twice. So for this one, I'll just use a piece of parchment paper, so I'll know the difference. All right. When you do not have a Hotronix, you have to have a barrier sheet down. Okay? You have to have a barrier sheet down. And that's going to catch that extra ink. And I'm just going to center my shirt up. Mark my center. I'm actually, like, this is a really high collar. Normally the collar will also tell you where to put your, oh, ow. where to put your design because you don't want to press over the collar. So for Miss Kathy, who was asking that, you can also use that. You can go by the front collar, and if you feel like it's too low, too high, you can kind of go by that and either put your design right below it. If you find that that's too high, then you'll know that on the next time we use that collar, you're going to go a little bit below. I go a little bit further down. That's why it's good to kind of use similar shirts. That way you know your processes and your techniques. But for me, I'm going by here. This is the center, like this is your armpit. This is kind of like center of chest. So when you think about if it's the center of chest, it's also kind of center for the back, like the back design also. So I kind of go off of this. Well, I really kind of center, how can I say? I don't know. One of the ways you can kind of look at it, centering it off of your shoulder blades. And it's not quite like right at center, but it is very, very close to being at like, not quite center. Yeah, so I kind of look at the shoulder, like between the distance from the collar and looking at the shoulder, I can tell because it's not quite centered. It's probably like three quarters down. I mean, a quarter down, not halfway. It's like a quarter if you're talking about the whole sleeve. But we're just going to center this up. I'm going to check my sides, which this is not centered on my platen. So let's pull this over. Okay. All of that. And you know what I forgot to do? Check the freaking pressure. Which of course is too much. Oh, dang it. Check. So for the back design, it is a little funky because when I checked the pressure, technically I could have ghosted the front. If it was really like you have yours at 400 degrees, even that quick little shift, I could have ghosted the front with putting it down, then taking back up, because if that bottom did shift and that ink was already on the butcher paper and I put it back down, there could be a potential shift. Make sure that, you try to not manipulate it so much because you don't want that bottom press. You don't want that bottom image to shift any because that can cause ghosting. All right. So we're going to turn our pressure. I'm just going to use a different one because I have to look and see which one was which. Let's see. Did we get any shift? No, we did not. All righty. So now I take this and just flip it. My parchment paper is really short, so I have to make sure that it is going to catch all of that ink because that's a chest design. So I just flip it. Now the rest of these, I'm not going to do it this way because I have a Hottronics and I don't want to waste more paper. So we're going to flip this one on here. Center my shirt up. Make sure my collar is off of the heat press. And if you want to avoid having shifting, you can like take it off and like adjust your pressure afterwards. But you're going to use a lot more butcher paper when you do that because you can't use the same one because you don't know where it's at. So it's going to use up a lot of butcher paper or parchment paper if you try to press all of the, like just press the single one and then go back and adjust your pressure. You're going to use a lot of butcher paper. Go potty, go potty, go potty. MJ, take him potty, please. I don't know why he's acting like that. MJ, take him to the, take. All right. All right, so let me pay attention to which one was which. Okay, this has my ink on it. So this goes back on like this. So I'm gonna put this right here, just so that I know. So that's the last one that I'm going to do like that. Now I'm going to just thread them. This one is now trash. And then this would technically now be trash. But if I were doing another one this way, I would just put another piece of butcher paper on top. So this is getting the extra ink from when you flip it. So that will be the purpose of this. So you would need two on the bottom if you were doing back to back on a heat press that you can't thread. But I can thread. So we're going to get rid of, we're going to get rid of both of those. All right. And now I'm going to thread. throw away the wrong one? Whoa. So front and back. This shirt is a small. My platen is technically too wide for this. This is why I want the different size platen so I can thread. This is one of the ones that I should have done with the whole double-sided method. And this is a very thin shirt. So all I have to do is put a piece here to catch the ink. I'm not worried about this getting the line on it because this is a much thinner shirt. So all I'm worried about is catching the extra ink on the back side. So we're going to throw that down like that. Center my shirt up, take my collar off the edge. I'm nice and centered. I can also check my center based off of the design itself and kind of eyeball it from there, from where the computer says the center is, which is really about like this and sign. So this is the center. So with this smaller one, the center of my design is going to pretty much be at center chest. So I'm going to bring this up just a little. And that's going to give me my placement for this one on this particular shirt. Because this is a small shirt. So their center of chest is different from like the really large shirts. So that should be good right there. All right, sorry, y'all. I forgot to turn my camera, so I didn't mean my computer, so I saw none of the comments. All right, so hold on. Let's see. Why don't you lint your shirts prior to pressing? So I did a video on that yesterday with using my paper, the Honestly Speaking Sublimation paper, because I'm at such a low temperature. And I'm only pressing for 30 seconds. I don't have to. I don't get the blue squiggly lines or anything like that. So that cuts your time in like significantly, not even half. When I did it yesterday, like just doing a regular design, I can do a design start to finish as far as pressing it, lining it up in 1 minute and 37 seconds. That's putting it on the platen, sizing it up, lining it up, pressing it 1 minute and 37 seconds. When we did it all the other ways with lint brushing, it was anywhere from 3 minutes and 40 some odd seconds to 5 minutes to, what was the other one? One of them was like really high. So with this, with our, it's not even the Team 365 shirts, truly sharing. It's the fact that it's the Team 365 paper. So our Honestly Speaking paper, because you can go to 365 degrees or a lower temperature, it's not required. If you are using a higher temperature, then you do need to lint brush to avoid getting the squiggly lines, but it's not required for this. I have absolutely no squiggly lines on this shirt. And because it's such a low temp, and this is a very thin shirt, the design does not bleed through with our paper. So there's no bleed through the back, and there's no bleed through your shirt either. Yesterday I did a double-sided sub shirt, and where the easy press ended, it had a line. How do you get rid of the line? With the easy presses, it's a little bit different because you cannot really cover the whole thing. You're going to end up seeing a line. So with the easy presses, unfortunately, for my method, it is a little bit harder to knock those lines out when you're using an easy press. Why do I press tight? Oh, thank you. She answered that for me. To take out the line that the paper leaves. Oh, look at her. She's over here answering. So yes, the butcher paper, Sam's, the big roll. I know this is a live for questions. However, I'd like to give you a few compliments that I have. I've learned so much and enjoy her videos. I have more, but it won't let me. Aww. The products I have purchased live up to everything she says they will do and can do. Girl, I'm about to cry. I know. See, yes, I definitely would say thank you if I wasn't doing this. Oh my gosh. Tell a friend about the gem she gives. Thank you for your support. Aw. How do you prevent lines using an easy press? Yeah, that one's going to be a bit hard. Because it's not covering the entire thing. So the only option that you would have is to use a pressing pillow. So you would have to get a couple of them. I'm not going to say you can't. So let me correct that. You will be able to, but you definitely will need a pressing pillow that is, and you'll have to get several of them, that will be smaller than a little bit larger than your design, because your design has to press evenly, but the pressing pillow needs to be smaller than your paper. So if you are someone who likes to try and keep everything tight and you're using an easy press, you won't be able to do that. You're going to have to really print like in the center of a big piece of paper, so that the edges of your paper, once you put that pressing pillow in the middle, the edges of the paper won't touch the shirt. You can do it with the big press also, but to me, that's a lot of fiddling around, and to have a big press, this is a lot easier. So you can do that also. I'll do a video because I have to. We were supposed to go to Hobby Lobby and Joann's last weekend, but my mother ghosted me to so-called get her hair braided, and she didn't even get it braided. And we were supposed to go to Hobby Lobby last weekend, but you know, I'm not going to talk about her. But I'm going to go because I need some more of the what's those things called? I need some more of the green foam to break up to make those pressing pillows, because I'm out. They're all kind of like yucky now. So you do have to change those up. Okay, I was pressing. There's a little line in there. I was pressing to get that out. All right. But I will do a whole nother video on that and I will use my easy press. But you can use, but you have to leave your design. Your paper has to be bigger. Your pressing pillow is smaller than the paper, but bigger than the design. And that will avoid the lines. So This is kind of the center. So I'm going to pull this down just a little so that it is closer to the center of the back and chest. Oh, dang it. How did I get back up to 3? This queen drops science and gems. Y'all should look into purchasing a Hotronix. They have several payment plans. Will make things much easier. Whoa, that's way too much pressure. Oh well, I'll just hold it here. If you are using, even if you have a Hotronix, if you are using a sublimation paper that requires you to go to 385, 390, 400, you must put even though you're threading it, you must put a piece of butcher paper or cover sheet on the, like some type of blowout paper inside, because if you're pressing that high for that long, it will go through and you'll have sub ink on your bottom platen. If you are using a paper that requires a higher temperature, you will need to put a butcher paper, even if you are threading your Hotronix or any like P press, because there are several of them where you can thread. You still must use a piece of butcher paper in the middle to keep it from bleeding through. You just don't have to use 2, because if you were putting it on the plat, you'd have to put 1 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, doing a double-sided shirt. So with the Hotronix, you avoid the 1 on the bottom to catch the ink, but you must put 1 on the inside if you are using a paper that requires a higher temperature. What time is it? Oh, if you haven't placed your order yet, it will not go out today. Any orders placed before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time do go out the same day. So all other orders will go out on Monday. So if you would like to, well, he's in there processing orders. You can try and get it in to see if he'll get it out today, but any orders placed before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time do go out the same day, because we get it to the post office before they close at 1. And that's only if you're using USPS. We take it to, what else people call it? UPS. But on Saturday, they will take it, but they don't start to ship it out. That won't move until Monday. And did I check this? I did not. have this little thing here that tells me center. When I tell y'all I was right spot on where center is, and I know my shirt is really centered on here. That's right there in the middle. I did an amazing job on that one. But I do want to pull it down just a tad. All right. Last one. So the pressing pillow from Cricut is not what you want to use because of the way that they're made. You're going to need to really basically custom size these. So you're going to need different size pressing pillows. Just using the Cricut one is not going to work because you're still going to get that line. The whole thing with it is keeping your paper from touching your shirt. So like with this one, I wouldn't be able to do this with the Cricut Easy Press because I have no wiggle room here. If I wanted to do this with the Cricut Easy Press, how I tried to save the paper and do 2-on-1, I would need extra space here, extra space at the top, so that my pressing pillow basically sat right here in the design, but the edges of the paper, once I press it, won't actually touch the shirt because they'll be raised. The pressing pillow is going to make it to where this is going to press down. My edges will pretty much fold up and they're not going to touch the shirt. So you're not going to get the line. I used that one twice already. I just increase it. So there's really no, like, you just want to make it to where it is heavy. So like where it's almost difficult to close. So that's what you do to, sometimes I go like 1 or 2 turns, but it's just when you close it, it needs to be harder to close. That way you're applying a lot of pressure to it. And we are all done. Do you need these bags? No. Okay. Oh, so this one, front. And back. Printed from Silhouette Studio. Oh, I thought I got rid of that comment. So, I mean, this right here, the actual folder would have been good to at least have it folded nicely. I'm going to just put them all together. Y'all hear him? And then here is the other design. Colors are amazing. I wish I could really show, because these images are not like super, super high resolution, but with sublimation, that isn't a really big deal, like as if it was like a print on regular paper. Because of the sublimation process, it will, it kind of blends into those kind of gappy areas. So it's not as, it's not that big of a deal with not having a super sharp resolution. All right, let me give these to her. I'm going to answer last minute questions, and then I'm going to go process, finish some things up so we can release the rolls later today. Go back in and close this out. Love ya. For what? Later, love. Talking about something she gonna cash out. She paid for the shirts already. And this was a teaching moment for me. So she didn't have to pay for shirts. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no. You're fine. You're fine. I like when I see questions. So you are fine. There's no such thing as too many questions on my platform. What type of foam do you use in pillows to make? I'm in Canada, know how to. So it's just the green. I have a small piece here. It is just a 1/2 inch. Is it 1/2 inch? Where is the one that I have here? That's why he keeps messing up his fingers, slamming the darn doors. Oh gosh. Okay, wait, no, is that one? No, that's not it. I have a little small piece here somewhere. Okay, I don't see the thinner one, but it's basically this green foam that you would get. Like, I mean, any fabric store will have this like on the rolls. It's best to get like a piece of roll and then cut it down. But it's basically this. Walmart has some also. It's white, so it's just high density foam. But this is too thick. You want the one that is, I want to say it's a 1/2 inch, not a 1/4 inch. It's either a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch. I want to say it might be a 1/4 inch. So you want the thinner one. So that's the size that you want. This is too thick, but it looks just like this. Just a piece of green high density foam. I can't wait for you to make a video using the Easy Press. Yes, I will try to get that one done soon. I'm about to go in here and I completely forgot that we were using the boxes that we normally use for the 13-inch rolls. We have been using those to send out the bundle of heat tape. So we are technically short on the boxes for the rolls. So I have to go and kind of create some boxes so that we can get the rolls out. But we have this bundle for the heat tape, and we use that same box to put them in. So we're low, and I have to order more on Monday. But for now, we were just going to put it in a really big box, but that's kind of crazy. So we're going to use those big boxes and kind of cut them down to make smaller boxes to put the rolls in. Oh, and Miss Kathy, I said that you couldn't order the heat tape and the rolls, but I forgot. You're not doing 13. You're not doing 24-inch rolls. You're doing 13. So we can give you the rolls and the heat tape. I know she said she was going with her grandson, but I will process, when I process your order, I'm going to email you to find out if you want the bundle of heat tape or if you just want certain sizes. If you're still on, let me know, or email me and let me know, did you want the full bundle for the heat tape or did you want just certain sizes? Because for the 13-inch or the 8-inch, we can put those in an order together because they can go into our bigger boxes. It's just, if you order a 24-inch roll of sublimation paper, that cannot be combined with other paper. But the 13-inch roll and the 8.5-inch roll can. Those will be on the site. I would say probably around like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, the rolls will hit the site. 4 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. I'll let you guys know because we're going to go and make the boxes. I will say this. We're only going to put well, no, because we have time until Monday. So I'll find out from Even exactly how many we're going to put on the site, because we want to make sure we have the boxes and they're set, ready to go for what we put on the site. So we do have, quite a few of them here, but the waiting list is long. Some of the people in my premium membership group, they place an order for 2 to 3 rolls to make sure that they're good. So some of them have already been accounted for. They probably will sell out because of the waiting list for that is long. If you are on Facebook, join my Facebook group. Oh, excuse me. Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. You guys will get a special link to order before it goes live on the site. Okay. You'll get a special link, but you have to be in the group. The link will only be posted in the group. And then around like 4 or 5, it will open up to everyone else. No, anyone that emailed me, I'm going to process your order. Your paper has actually already been pulled aside. So I'm going to process your order. If you see that it goes live and you don't have an order number, do not worry about it. So that's why I had you guys email me what you wanted. We pulled last night, and he's actually pulling some more. He's pulling that inventory out so that it won't go on the site. So then we'll recount and then put that on the site. So for all of you who are premium members and you emailed me, I probably won't process it right now because I'm going to help him with some stuff. But tomorrow or before the shipments go out on Monday, you guys will receive your invoice to go ahead and pay for your order. But we have pulled all of you who emailed me last night from the live session. I have pulled your orders. Okay. So for my Facebook group, it's a free group. It is. Oh wait, I was showing you guys this, and I don't think I ever was on here. But we have the bundle of heat tape. But our Facebook group is Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. So here, this is what you will see. So it's just our logo at the top. So Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. The link is in the description. If I'm not mistaken, the link is in the description of this video, but I will copy it and paste it here. So the link will be posted in Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. It's a special link for members. If you're in the group, turn notifications on, all that kind of good jazz, and it will be a special link, but it will be open to where all of those who have sent the email wanting notification, that will be around like 4 or 5 o'clock once we will put it officially on the site. So make the phone bigger than the image, but make sure the paper is larger. The image has to be smaller than the pillow. Yes. Okay, wait. So let me kind of give you an example. So if I were doing this, how I have this set up to where I was trying to maximize my real estate on this piece of paper, I could not do this. So I would have, I'm going to ungroup. So with this one, I probably would have it like here so that I have this extra space here. When I cut this down, I would probably cut it down. I'm just going to put a box here to black it out. So I probably would cut it to where this is the amount of space between the edge of the paper and my design. Your pressing pillow would need to be at least this big. And I'm going to make it green. I'm going to take my transparency down. So what happens is your design will fit on the pressing pillow. So it's a nice even pressure, but the edges of your paper won't be there. So what you also can do, because this is really custom. If you have one that's say like maybe 11 inches So let's say let's say you are printing to 13 by 19. Your design is, it can be smaller, but let's say you make your pressing pillow like 12 inch, let's say 12 inches. If it's a 13 wide paper, you can get away with like 12 inches. And let's just say we do a 12 by 12, I guess. 12 by 12, 12 by 11, somewhere in there. This is 11. I'm closer to 12. All right. So if I did a 12 by 12 piece of foam board, not foam board, a 12 by 12 piece of high density foam. I'm going to send this to the back real quick. When you're doing your design needs to be kind of in the middle of this. So it may appear like you are wasting a lot of paper, because you have to have the extra here. You have to have the extra here, which means when you cut your paper, you need to have extra here. So it'll be like this. Your pillow will be in the middle, but this part here won't touch your shirt. So just for this small design where you're normally maybe trying to put one or two, you're going to have to basically account for wasting, not say wasting, because you can easily put this part back in your printer for smaller designs. But when you trim this off, you're not going to trim it up here. You have to trim it where it's going to be larger than your pressing pillow so that it hangs off the edge. So hopefully that makes sense. And that gives you a better visual of what I mean by your pillow has to be bigger than your design to make sure that it's even pressure, but smaller than the edges of your paper. If you are someone that has a small format printer, I'm going to just make a box that is 8.5 by 11. For you, your max width would only be like, so 8.5. So let's just go 7 to be on the safe side. Probably do 7.5 because you'll have an inch, but that is really like hard to like fiddle around. So let's say like 7, maybe even like 7.25, so that you have the space around it. And then same thing for here. So instead of it being 11, we're going to go with like 10 inches or so. So if I were doing this one, the max that this particular design would be, like I could make it, would be, you don't want to also go too close to the edges of your pillow to make sure that it's not hanging off the edge. So the max that I will be able to do this particular design would probably be around like 6.25, 6.75, somewhere in there, to where I know for sure I'm on the pressing pillow. And then I could technically kind of somewhat save paper. So my pillow's here. I'm going to send this to the back real quick. I'm going to move this right to the edge here. So although my pressing pillow is larger, my sheet of paper, like, and where I press this, when I cut it down, I can cut this to, like, I could technically cut this closer because it's going to be on the pressing pillow anyway, because my pressing pillow is larger. Where the edges are, it just needs to be bigger. So I could save a little bit of paper on an 8.5 by 11 because I can cut this closer to this, because my pressing pillow will be here. My design will fit. This edge of the paper is touching the, actually, no, I told a bit fat fib. That would still be on the shirt. Nope, it still has to come here. Or at least has to be bigger than this. If your pressing pillow is going to be this big, then your paper has to still be this big, because your shirt is going to be underneath there so that you can't take it down. So even though it's only this one little small piece, you'll have to either center it and put it there so that the paper goes over it and it never touches it, because the foam would be underneath the shirt. So it's going to go, let me bring in my library, go to mockups. I'm gonna open up this shirt. Oh no, crap. Oh well, this tutorial is now over because it is going to shut down Silhouette Studio. Yeah. Oh, it's actually gonna let me save. That's interesting. Is it really gonna let me save? Normally it just shuts down. That's interesting if it lets me save. Okay, yeah, I'm like, I should have known better. Like that's, oh wait, it did let me save. Oh, okay. Let's save this one too. Live for. There we go. Now it's shut down. I'm like, I knew that was too good to be true. So we'll wait for that to open back up. And for now, I don't have a camera in front of my computer, so I can't be on me. She says, thank you so much. Yes, it makes sense. I'm clipping my mom's dog right now. Listen to you. I am a part of your group. I would love to order a few things from you. Would I see the link on the group page? Sorry if I missed that. So you can go to our website at any point to order. What the link that I'm referring to is our tacky paper. A lot of people have been waiting for, oh, wait a minute, sir. Y'all, he don't put this 8.5 on here. Luckily, I have pulled those who need theirs, but my husband has put this 8.5 on here. Why? I have no idea. The 13-inch is not on there yet, but this man has put the 8.5 on there, which it wasn't supposed to be. We obviously got our lines crossed because it was supposed to be released to my group first. So this may show sold out in a minute because I'm going to remove them because I'm going to do a special link for those who are in my group. But for the 13-inch size, this won't be. So you'll be able to come back here and order it. I'm going to have a special link for those who are in my Facebook group to order first because the waiting list for it, for those who like notify me when available, is long. So yeah, I did not know that he put this on the site. This one I know he didn't because we have to make the boxes, but I didn't know. So as of right now, you can order 8.5 by 11. Luckily, I pulled the ones that I needed out because nobody told that man to be putting stuff. He's supposed to take care of the warehouse. Nobody told him to touch my website. Ooh. But this is what I was referring to as far as the link. But in the description of this video, there is a link directly to our website. And you can go to our website and shop and purchase whatever you want. It's just that for sure, these 13 inches won't go on the site until 5, like 4 or 5. I cannot believe this man put this on here already. Who told him to touch my website? But we have, let's see. He was supposed to only do, let's see if he did that. This one was supposed to go back on the site, not the rolls. So 8.5 by 11 is now restocked on the site. So you can order the 8.5 by 11. But he was not supposed to put the rolls on there because that was supposed to go to my group members. Membership has its privileges. So that was supposed to go to them first. But he did his own thing. So I guess it's on there for now. But I want to make sure that people in my group have an opportunity to order. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go in and just pull a couple of them out and then adjust the site since he already put it on there. And then I'll have those available for anyone in the group. So yeah, thanks, Even. Thanks. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. He just messed me all the way up. But as you can see, 8.5 by 11 is currently on the site. Any questions before I hop off of here? This man, I tell ya, nobody told him to do that. Alrighty. If there are no other questions, thank you guys so very much for joining me. Hopefully you guys learned some things today. I will be back live most likely Monday, because I wasn't going to go live today at all, although I was supposed to do some mugs. We'll see. I don't plan to go live, but if it's a very boring day, I have nothing going on, I have a lot of stuff that is sublimatable coming in from Amazon. I don't know, if the spirit moves me, I may be live, or what I might do is once the paper is released and I go live, I'll probably do a full demo using it, because I have some pillowcases coming in. So I'll probably use the paper for that. And yeah, so we will see. I know I plan to go live once I officially release the 13 inches on the website, but what I will demo, I have no idea, but I'll figure something out. All right. So thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, yes, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Close out of the live chat. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Go over to SILAHOLICS Anonymous's YouTube channel. Do the same thing. Watch a few videos. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit the bell. Join my Facebook group. Go on the site. Purchase some stuff. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great one and be incredible. Peace.